Guys, I'm back again. So the last time we went camping, we we went, and that's my fault. I didn't check the weather. We went during a cold front, a cold snap that came through, and it was only supposed to be like 45 degrees or something. I was thinking, man, come on, man. I mean, we can regular stuff, no big deal. Unfortunately, this cold front came in. I froze my butt off. My wife did. My baby did. We all were cold. Everybody blamed Daddy. Because, rightfully so, I screwed up. So I said, that's not going to happen again. So what I did was I said, down here where we're at, it's in Texas, we're pretty much hot all the time. And very rarely will we get, a really hard cold snap. But when it does get cold, it gets freezing cold. At least to us anyway. So it dropped down to about, I want to say it was 12 degrees or something like that. 12, 13 degrees or something. With the wind chill factor, what they all... wind chill factor. Anyway, so I said, okay, so I'm going to step up my game with camping, and I went ahead and bought these water bottles on Amazon. And it comes with this, it really didn't have a name brand to it. It's one of these knockoff Chinese ones for like $10. I said, you know what? I would buy the really nice ones from Peter Pan, I think is what the company's called, but they were $30 a piece, $33 a piece, and this one right here was like $9.98. So I figured before I go off and spend big bucks, I'm gonna give this a shot, see what happens. And what I did was I went to heated up my water to 125 degrees, which is not much, but I just wanted to check it out. I wasn't too sure what this could handle, and it lasted pretty good. I mean, it kept me warm for about 2 hours. Wasn't highly impressed with it, but I think what happened was some guy on the internet told me, he said, you really need to get it to about 170, 180 in order for it to last any longer than 4 to 5 hours. I said, okay. Even at 2.5 hours, the water was lukewarm. I didn't really measure the heat, but it was, it was okay. And the guy told me, he says, well, you do have two sides to these water bottles. I'm like, two sides? What are you talking about? He goes, let me show you something. So he sent me a video and he said, this is what you need to look for. I said, all right. And this right here comes with this little, he calls it a sweater, or wrap or something, I don't know. I may need 2 hands for this. Hold on. Okay, so here's the cover. And so you have two sides. And I'm like, what for? He goes, well, what happens is on this side, it has this thicker, heavier mesh to it. I don't know what you would call it, but it's obviously still thicker. And he says this side prevents the heat from coming out. And I'm like, well, I thought it was supposed to keep you warm. He goes, but what happens is, because this is so thick, less heat comes out this side, which keeps it warmer on the inside. But when you flip it over, this is a smooth side. All the heat comes out this way. So you only get your heat escaping from one side, which makes it last longer. And I was like, man, that makes sense. So he said, heat your water up to about 175 to 180 at the simmering, not boiling point. Some people put boiling water in these things. I think this is made with a PCV type material. This is not pure rubber, so I'm not real sure how well that would work out with this. But he said simmering 170, 200, pushing it, and you fill it up, and then you put it just like this. I call this being, uncovered, and put this inside your sleeping bag, an hour before you actually go to bed. And so when you do that, it heats up the sleeping bed, and you're pretty good. Then, before you go to sleep, you slip your cover on, and then as you sleep, you have this by your feet or wherever you want it, on your chest, wherever you're most cold and you want to warm your body up, and this will take care of it. And he says you should be good at 175 for 4, maybe 5 hours. And if it's extremely cold outside, believe me, you're going to love that. And I said, okay. So we haven't done it, but hopefully this weekend we will. But I want to do a tabletop review of this before we do it. And part 2 will be us actually out on a campsite, hopefully this weekend. Now this bottle right here comes with this plastic It's a heavy duty plastic, so I don't want to down on it, but it's this little plastic plug. Let me see if I can get a better, there you go. A little plastic. And it's pretty thick, pretty durable, and it's not cheap. And then on the inside, you know, you have this, it's its own grommet, which I thought was pretty interesting. But it's pressed in, obviously, so it seals pretty good. I tried it out, I put water in it, like I said earlier, 125 degrees, and I slept with it, and it did not leak at all. It was very dry. So it's its own rubber grommet, or PCV grommet. And basically you just fill it up with water, and you put your plug in it, you know, and you just make sure that, you know, it's sealed up properly. Let me see if I can get this to screw in on. I'm a righty, and I'm holding my camera with my right hand. I'm trying to screw it in with my left because, you know, I'm special that way. Instead of just switching my hands like this and doing it this way, I refuse to do it the right way. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and do it the stupid way. There we go. Because, you know, anyway. So you tighten it up, and then, you know, you have it here, and that's pretty much straightforward. When you're ready to go to bed, you put this on it, and you're good. And like I said, it lasted about 2.5 hours when I did it at 125. The guy was telling me that, you know, if you heat it up to 170, 180, 200 would be like max. Then that would probably last you all night. You know, so that would be, you know, ideal. What is this? Oh, look at that. Got some writing here. Let me see here. Maybe it's important. Do not use boiling water. Let me see if it'll focus in on that. It says do not use boiling water. Do not fill more than 3/4. Yeah. Okay, there you go. So don't use boiling water, just like that guy told me. You know, and like I said, you can find them on Amazon for $9, $10, something like that. It is a PCV. It's not rubber, but it does have this side, which does not get near as hot, and it's on purpose that way. That way, all the heat doesn't dissipate at one time. It's spread out. And this side is the warm side. This is where all the heat comes out and keeps you warm. So this keeps the heat in, and this lets it out. So it lasts twice as long, I assume. So anyway, hey, thanks a lot. And part 2 will actually be out on the campsite, and I'll actually do you know, out there. And I'm also I bought a Camprite tent, so I'm going to do a review on that also while we're out there. I think you'll like that. We'll see. And if these do really well for us, then I'm probably going to go ahead and buy the rubber ones, if you know. But we'll see. Thanks a lot. Okay, my daughter told me to remind everybody to like and subscribe. She likes watching my videos, but she's like, Daddy, you got to put down a like and subscribe so people will like and subscribe, and you'll make $1 million. I'm like, yeah, not on 8 people subscribing to my channel. I don't think so. But anyway, there you go. Thanks.